which pro has a personality very similar to how he is on stream, and his personality is really different? No drama. Tony is not falling for that. What is the day of a really live day of a coach and analyst?
Was to make it as easy as possible for my players to go out and perform.
If there are some data to collect, some teams to track.
Nasty's like a human in person, and then on stream he's a alien.
It's like trying to play into the character for stream.
Yeah.
Like, it's good for attention, but
actually,
coaches call themselves analysts to sound smart without realizing what it actually entails and what it takes to be a good analyst.
Do you think all great IGLs have a player or had a player that amplified them? Oh my god, that question is so good. Do you think Hal stepping down from IGLing was a good idea or a good change for him?
I respect that Hal doesn't care how he wins.
We missed the rivalry between Hal and Zero.
It's still there. Don't worry, guys.
I can't answer this.
I can't answer that question. To be honest, my pro career got stripped away from my current IGL right now, named Emtee. He completely ruined my pro career and I retired.
We're all playing Apex to make money. It's our job.
If Falcons had another bad performance, do you think we will see a roster change again? So, hello YouTube. Here we have the part 2 of the podcast with Nick, Don, and Kyle. How are you doing?
Where do you
everybody?
want to take us?
How are you doing, first of
Good,
all?
man.
Yeah, right.
Oh my god, Don, you just wake up. YouTube, the topics are an open talks, as always, like last time, last part 1 you saw. But we will talk about, first of all, answering a lot of questions from the Reddits. We posted on Reddit, collected the questions from people. We posted on Twitter, we collected questions from people. We have a lot of Discord questions as well. So we will have everything here, and the guests will be answering almost everything. I'm here, the host. I'm just sitting with them, directing the questions to you, putting my opinions here and there, because I have to have an opinion. Yeah, we're looking very good. So we start with Reddit. I'm going with everything from Reddit, from down to the things. We have the first question is from the Little Albatross. And he's asking you, thoughts about VP? I think he meant like VP performance right now, because like VP performance right now is not maybe the highest how they were. They were a pretty good team before, and now they are not really performing as expected from them. So thoughts about them?
Who wants to take this one?
Well, I think Kyle lives with one of them, so he might as well.
I think it's just a meta thing, to be honest with you. They're kind of finding a hard time meshing in the current dynamic, or in the current meta, sorry, dynamic-wise. Zach's, for the most part, a very vocal and dominant IGL, and trying to kind of micro your team's util from either Newcastle or Gibby is always pretty difficult. I've always thought that it's easier to just play Gibby as an IGL, and then, you can kind of coordinate a lot of your team's movements from there. But they don't really have Zach's not playing Gibby, and they don't have a player that's like experienced on Newcastle, so I don't know. I really just think they're just finding a hard time to find their feet in the current meta.
I think that Newcastle gap is the biggest thing. I think they have people that can play the other two characters without a problem. They're just like trying to find who they want to play Newcastle, and they're all like kind of struggling with it in turn.
They also decided not to play the game for 3 weeks.
Yeah, that really did not help either.
From what I saw last time, I just saw them, I think, in one of the watch parties when I was watch partying. There are when you play a meta, in any team you watch him play a meta, first of all, there are basics in each meta that you need to be fulfilling. And first of all, you learn those basics, and then you continue, usually with the meta, how the meta is playing. And when I watched them doing, they were failing on those basics. They were doing really mistakes that a team that is playing Newcastle, Gibby, shouldn't be doing those mistakes. And it felt like it's a preparation, or it's because of a practice time, because 3 weeks not really playing scrims, not enough scrims to be practicing those stuff.
Well, you can get the one that I see in the chat out of the way right now.
Okay.
Like the is Wxltzy an elite player type of thing I saw on Reddit earlier today.
Oh.
Yes, very, very obviously yes. That whoever put that is not serious. You guys top frag, top damage, top everything while IGLing his first LAN.
Yeah.
Not even like a question. That's anybody that thinks that he's not is an idiot. I think that's pretty obvious.
What's your take, Don, on the same?
Same, bro. It's just, I'm tired of defending my friend Wxltzy. I'm tired of people bringing it up constantly. I feel like he's clearly one of the best players in the world. It's, it shouldn't be up for debate. And I hate how people keep asking the same questions again and again after bad performances. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no praises are sung after a good performance. Everything piles on after one bad day or 2 bad days. like none of the credit but all the blame.
Do that people actually even forget that he's playing really Newcastle right now, and this legend is not showing what you are actually is. You need to be caring about your teammates. You need to be playing your life, not to die the first. And this is something that everybody, especially Newcastle, if you are not allowed to die first one because you are the core of the team, especially with the resets. And when you have to put this mentality of not dying everyone on a one that is really always aggressive and fragging all the time, this by itself, it's a W that he could manage this problem. Because how can you stop yourself from trying to get the kills? And this is what he was doing it right now really good. He's improving on the legend. Yes, he does mistakes. Everybody does mistakes. I know that people, and I saw that this doesn't help when we hear a lot of people trying to nitpick everything on what Wxltzy does. If you are a Falcons fan, this thing doesn't help. This thing even puts more pressure on someone that he shouldn't be having a pressure, because that guy is grinding his off. Like he's doing something that he shouldn't be doing, which is playing legend. That's even Hal failed on a Newcastle when he played, and you like it's Hal, and then it's again you come again another elite player. Hal is elite player. It's another elite player which is Wxltzy, and he playing Newcastle. He's doing a great job so far. He will do mistakes. He has to fix them. But you trying to shit talk Wxltzy whenever he does something wrong is something not good. It's something not helping. It's something. I'm not gonna call it stupid, but it's naive. And because I learned this word from Greek, thank you Greek, shout out Greek. Naive, and you have to put really a respect on his name because he's doing so much good. Yes, he will be fixing those small mistakes, and you will see. And if we get rid of this fucking Newcastle, I was wishing this nerf gets him out.
Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't look like it.
You will see. One of the best fraggers in the world by far. Like the guy is immense. The guy is my whole life on my top 3 list on a rollers. So, my opinion about him, getting it somewhere out. Can we go?
Yeah, I think people just can't recognize a good player in a bad situation. That's all it is. Like he's in a rough spot in terms of trying to find performance, and he'll get there eventually.
Can we find any really player that was really good and he suffered when he was put in a really hard legend and then he picked it up afterwards?
All of the players playing Newcastle right now are perfect examples for that.
Yeah.
Everybody hates it. Ziny hates it. Like every good controller player that is on Newcastle right now hates it. Al hated it.
Yeah.
Like
the legend is hard, especially if you are by yourself aggressive. You must put this discipline, and this is something really hard to put. And discipline that you don't have to die and you cannot push or you cannot be aggro. Your stats will be the worst almost in the team, unless like sometimes you can out damage them. And what happened? But your stat will be the worst. The question is from Wormall, and he's saying, what is the day of a really like live day of a coach and analyst? I think I'm gonna leave the coach for you, and when it comes to me as analyst, I can say we know you guys do a lot of stuff in the background, so I would love to see to hear from you something about that. What is the day of a coach?
I think that's an amusing question, because come game day, there's not like a whole lot for us to do. Come game day, it is genuinely just like keeping everybody's mentals in check, you know, keeping everybody organized and on the same page, and like a lot of mediating. Yeah, like most of our job, genuinely probably 80 to 90% of our job is prep work, scrims, you know, like live feedback during scrims. But come a tournament day, it's so different. It is genuinely wake up, get them in the lobby, make sure
get them in the lobby,
get them in the lobby. Make sure their heads are in check, and that's just about it. Try and mediate any arguments that happen during the day, and just like permanent reassurance.
Yeah, I mean the day, like I don't know, I can't speak to everybody because everybody's different, but in terms of like just as an example of during international scrims, like my day was roll out of bed at 9, draft, scrims, double block every day, and then a couple 3 hours afterwards watching VODs, sitting in call with him, talk about anything we need to, talk about other teams, and then that was like the chunk of work. But the reality is everybody in our group just kind of gets in call and sits with each other, talks about the day, talks about what's going on with Apex. That goes on for the rest of the night. I mean, it's not like anything is super intensive, but it's definitely like repetitive kind of humming, I guess, over time. It's not really like a intense thing, but kind of just wake up, do the same thing every day. I always thought when I was coaching that the best way to put my job was to make it as easy as possible for my players to play the game, and regardless of what that entailed for me, that was what I was always attempting to do, was to make it as easy as possible for my players to go out and perform.
They've perfectly said it. Both of them. There's nothing else to add. I like what Nick said in the end, though. I really like what Nick said in the end. Your job as a coach is to make the game and playing the game easier for your players.
Yeah. That's like
That's
the
all that
best way to
matters.
put it.
Okay, and the day for
No
an
matter how you
analyst.
do it.
A day for an analyst. I can tell you about my day. I go to my company. I work. I wake up like 6 o'clock. I be at the company at 7. I work. I come back sometimes 5, sometimes 6, sometimes 7 in the p.m. in the evening. I just jump in. If there are some data to collect, some teams to track, some people to. Everything is not done by me. There are some stuff running in the backgrounds. Yesterday, I got someone from the pro players writing me because he saw my bot watching him on Twitch and collecting that. And he was like, what the fuck? Why do you do on my Twitch? Because my bot is called Privacy Cute Bot. Whenever you saw it, please talk to it nicely. Okay? It's called Privacy Cute Bot. And I collect some data. I collect some stuff. If there is something, I talk to Kyle. If they need something, I do. If not, so I can keep doing my own stuff. From time to time, we get some, for example, new things that I need to do. And then I write some script, small script, put that stuff in and get this stuff. But it's like boring work for me because everything is already done. And it's just a collecting of a data. And then it's like, it's a repetitive.
Yeah.
Just going to go with my script, with my softwares and just press buttons.
The job of an analyst is mainly to provide information.
Yeah.
And I hate, or at least I hated a lot more when I was working the game, people that would call themselves analysts to sound smart, because there's only a couple analysts that are actually good in Apex. And when I say good, I mean that are doing the job that you would want from an analyst. Privacy's job is to get as much information as possible, as much information about the game, other teams, I mean, whatever you could ask for him, he can provide. And I think a lot of coaches call themselves analysts to sound smart without realizing what it actually entails and what it takes to be a good analyst. So I think if someone is calling themselves an analyst and not providing that level of
Analytics.
info, we'll call it, I think you should take everything they say with a grain of salt.
I reckon you at them because you're calling out a lot of people here. You're not talking about who they are. I don't know.
Ooh, what are we talking about?
I think you start calling out
That's
people.
hot.
bro.
That's hot for the morning dawn. I'll say, I know of 2 very good analysts and their privacy and another guy who nobody's heard of. Past that, I think you guys could figure it out. Anybody else
C-Line
can
as
call
well.
themselves that. Oh, C-Line is also very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 3.
Yeah.
I can think of 3. I don't know if he's still working in Apex. Though.
No, he's not. He left completely, and he's not willing to come back to Apex. I remember somebody
Okay.
talked to him, and he told me that he's not willing to go back to
Sven.
Apex because he is,
Sven's interesting. He's like provides more information about the game itself than anybody else, probably. But
Yeah,
I don't
but
know how much he
it's
does in
still
terms
info.
of scouting. And
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
But I mean,
He's definitely not a coach. He's definitely an analyst.
Yeah.
But I mean, a bug you're not allowed to use in game, in competitive games. So what will you do with the bug?
No, he's not bad. Noth is not an analyst, not a coach.
I'm not saying he's bad, but like I'm talking about like the bugs you're not allowed to use them because they're.
Oh yeah.
Okay. This is a question from Apex Predator, and he is actually a Tex fan because he's a meat rider. Yeah, he is actually written meat rider in.
Aren't we all,
in
bro?
Reddit.
Shut up, Tech.
Shout out Tech. Is it more important to focus on being the best team in the meta or on being the team ahead of the meta? And how do you balance both of them?
That's a good Dawn question.
Go on.
Any question you can't answer is a good dog question, yeah?
I'm not talking first every time, bro.
You can do both at the same time. You can play the current meta, right? And try and improve as a team. And you can also, in the background, just talk about what you think could beat this meta, you know what I mean? But right now, in the current meta we're in, for example, there is nothing beating this fucking meta. You have to play this meta. You know what I mean? But I think the meta we were in previously was a good example of that, where a lot of people were playing Newcastle, then a lot of people were playing like Crypto Fuse Bang or like Crypto Bang Path. And they were like kind of ahead of the meta in a way, but you can get away with it. You're killing the actual meta at the time. But right now that there is no getting ahead of the meta. You just have to play this comp.
I think it depends on the team, to be honest. I think if you're like a top team, really a contending team for LAN, you should probably be playing meta and trying to be good at it with, a couple exceptions. But I think for the most part, like Falcons, Moist probably shouldn't be trying to be too creative. Like they should be trying to win because they should be the best at playing what everybody else is playing. I think for teams that are a little more specialized, like TSM can like kind of only fight things. I think they're the type of team that would look for something that would play into their strengths. And any like weaker team that's not going to be a contender playing the same thing as everybody else should probably be trying to look for a bit of a leg up.
But there's no getting ahead of the meta.
Yeah,
I mean,
you gotta be
right
honest with
now-
yourself
Not
sometimes. Like right now,
Yeah.
there's nothing.
There's no
Yeah.
getting ahead of the meta.
Not
It doesn't matter how hard you try to cook. Doesn't matter how smart you think you are. The meta is Gibby, Newcastle, question mark, alright?
And the question mark is limited.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's,
like cat or
it's
pug.
Pathfinder, Cat, or Valk maybe if you.
And if you want to really try to cook so much, it's a Valk, or if your PY helps you to be in a Watson, then with Watson, but is most probably it's
Yeah.
a Cat plus or a Pathy.
Who's the most flexible player with metas? No IGLs, I'm gonna say Zonu. I think that kid's character
agree.
pool and how many legends he's played and how many characters he can play is just so deep.
I think
I'd
that's
say
a
it's not
unanimous answer. I don't know if
Yeah.
Kyle's gonna say someone different,
Yeah,
but I also
I'd
think
say
it's
Zanu.
Zanu.
Zero.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
She
Yeah.
said no IGLs.
Yeah, but no IGLs. If you consider every player, I think Zero is the most universal player ever. Like, he plays every fucking legend.
Yeah, same as Zonu.
Like
He can play every legend too.
he can play Gibby.
If it was IGLs, I'd say Zero, but if it's no IGLs, I'd say Zanu.
Yeah,
And
I could get on board with that.
which pro has a personality very similar to how he is on stream, and who is his personality is really different.
Very
Question.
similar on
It's gonna
stream.
be drama question, but like,
I'll be honest, I think Hal's pretty similar. He doesn't really, like, he's not a massive personality on stream. He's like pretty much the same in person.
agree.
Crazy.
Different, I'd say Draugr, Falcons coach.
Oh,
Yeah, this guy's a
That's
massive asshole off stream,
yeah,
bro.
massive. Yeah, I would say.
Basically, when I see him at LAN, he starts looking at the floor and shit. And he doesn't
Oh.
like to NBA.
No,
So yeah, I'd say Falcons Draugr.
Oh, that's.
I had some words for that, but I'm not going to say those words.
Oh no, are we?
You know who's actually a bit different on and off stream is Nasky. Like plays the character on really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't lie, that's a good one. Nasty's like a human in person, and then on stream he's a alien, like an actual child. So it's like, I think that's a good one. That's actually a good one.
He's like trying to play into the character for stream.
Yeah.
Like it's good for attention, but
That's actually a good one.
it's not like in a bad way or anything. It's just he plays it up for the stream for sure.
Nasky and Hal. So Hal is the same as the stream. Give me to make it different. Give me another name that is the same on
I
stream.
think Monsoon's pretty similar on both.
Oh
no?
yeah.
You know what's crazy? That's the one that came in my head
Yeah,
straight
that's
away.
like what
I don't
that's
know
what
why.
popped into my head as well.
No,
Just-
because I feel like he's a very, I don't know what's the word, very explosive character on stream, and he's also an explosive character
yeah.
in person. He has a really good personality, and he's the same.
Who else? Who else is like very different from on stream?
Very different on stream. This is really
I mean,
hard.
I could name a lot of people, bro, but I'm not gonna go do that, bro. It's a recipe for disaster, bro.
Surely you can get active.
It's starting situations, bro.
It's
I'm not Nicholas, alright? I'm not Nick 128, bro. I don't call out people.
I struggle to think of people.
No, I don't call out people because I'm a professional player,
Yeah.
professional coach,
No.
and I'm a professional person, and I don't diss people, right? Unlike Nick 128.
Whatever Reddit is trying us to
Not
push
cool,
us
man, not
to,
cool.
Yeah.
we are not falling for it. No drama. Tony's not falling for that.
Yeah, no, on that.
Okay. He said last time we saw Gibby meta, there was an Octane with it, and the aggressiveness of Octane and bad and so on. Now with the lifeline there and the region of passive, would we think something that it has to be like a aggressive playstyle, Octane or any aggressive playstyle that can be really played against this meta, or if there is no counter for that meta?
I think the double big boys is too much, man. You can't get through Newcastle as well.
Before Gibby came into meta as well and supports got buffed and Roof,
Yeah.
it was you could play, somebody would play Newcastle and then you'd have a crypto fuse team that could hard counter them if they played their util right. Gibby as well means it doesn't matter. Like you EMP a team and they get rid of their electrified wall and they put a Gibby bubble down, they're still safe for 15 seconds. Like
Yeah, it's impossible. It's impossible now to play something else except this and try to play it right. It's like there is no counter.
Yeah, there's no point trying to think too hard about it. Like this is just a very oppressive meta. It's just
Yeah.
it sucks.
Thoughts on the assault class? Should they buff them the same as they buffed supports, or what is it?
well, they either need to nerf support or buff the fuck out of every other.
I think Skirmisher needs to be the next one, though, right?
Oh yeah.
Skirmishers
Yeah.
like useless right now.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna be honest with you. This might be a hot take. I hate the class. I think it was just a negative in every way possible.
Really?
I think they've done it about as awfully as they could have.
I don't think it's a bad system. I think they've not done it great. I
Yeah.
think supports now. I think each character needs to actually, like each class needs to actually have, some strong trait, associated with it. I think the support's being this strong at like reviving and with small heals and stuff like that. I think it seems really overpowered because none of the other classes are that good.
My issue is the lack of diversity within the class. Like, if you want to play a beacon character, you're either playing some hyper defensive mush or some bad character that happens to have a perk. I think that it fences people in and it makes it so that there's a lot less variability in terms of what comps you can play, because you're right now, I guess in this meta is a great example, you are picking one beacon character and 2 support characters or you are losing. And I don't think that's something that should ever have to be the case. I don't think that the class system is really a good thing at all. I think they've done the class system in an attempt to get people to play more of the characters in the game. And the reality is it's had the opposite effect, and now people are even more pigeonholed into what they have to play. I would like every character to be able to scan beacons. Probably the only way to fix the class that they've set up.
Kick, the Maggie Ball is not anymore destroying the Gibby Bubble. I think you missed the last update. They just nerfed her that it doesn't break the Gibby Bubble anymore. And even Gibby Bubble does not get affected by the EMP of a crypto. And that's why Maggie is not able, so the people need to understand, I am a Maggie fan and I was a Maggie fan. So many people hate me for this, let's say. And in the past meta, when before the buff of supports, I would say, yeah, it can be played. Right now, there is no way. The support people, when they are playing 2 supports, first of all, a lot of shields. Second is, your Q costs them 1 cell in worst case scenario. And then GG.
Yeah, you can heal through fucking anything now, bro, with the support thing.
Yeah, sad.
Like crypto as well is just way worse now because EMP is 1 cell instead of a bat. You just have to pop a cell and everybody's good.
Okay, one of the Reddit questions was, I'm gonna summarize it. Kind of like, for example, Sweet had a Nathan in the past where he was like doing really great with and so on. He would almost bet that if Nathan was with him in last lane, would have been doing really great, but that's a different topic. He said, do you think all great IGLs have a player or had a player that amplified their leadership skills? Example, Zero had, for example, Zero was an outlier, but anyone else? Do you think
Zero
that
had Sharky?
Yeah, Zero did have Sharky.
Yeah, but he didn't have Sharky when he won. He didn't have Sharky when.
Oh yeah, nobody's had like all their success with the person though. Yeah. And I think that's pretty fair to say. I think that, it's not like everybody has to have their one guy and that's their guy forever. Mm-hmm. But I think it's, you can only be as good as the weakest link on the team, for sure. And being able to bounce off someone that's experienced and knows what they're doing is definitely...
Kashira had post-kill.
Knocking fun, I see in the chat is right.
Yeah, true. Chat,
Hal and Reps.
Who do you think more? Hal and Reps, that's true. Sweet and Nathan.
Nasky had Dell for years.
Dell, and actually with Dell he was... Oh my god, that question is so good. God will pay for this, he said his name. And God paid for this, I think. What the hell?
Definitely there's definitely always going to be a player that helps the IGL in any sort of way. But I wouldn't say it always has to be just one person. There might be people that fit better. But
I think I think it's like a kind of player that works well with different IGLs. Like, for example, Emtee. I think a Wxltzy works really well with Emtee. Like, really good macro, but he's also open to a lot of micro suggestions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's less about like the one person is responsible for the success. Like trying to say that every one of those duos is like perfectly equal partnerships. Like the IGL's doing more. I just think that having someone that the IGL can work with is important, and it doesn't necessarily matter if it's the same person the whole time. Like Zero's found it in different pieces. He's had it in Sharky, he's had it in Zainu. It's changed over time who he's working with. It doesn't necessarily have to be the same person, but there usually is someone there with, and I think that's a fair take.
Okay, nice. Actually, I like this question. We already mentioned many people like this. Like it. Sully is asking, do you think Hal stepping down from IGLing was a good idea or a good change for him?
To join Zero? Yeah,
probably.
Yeah, to join Zero, that's completely fine. In my opinion, yeah.
Yeah,
so it's when Hal was IGLing and Zero was IGLing, Zero was a better IGL than Hal. And Hal understood that, and Hal decided to start playing Frag, which is completely fine. I feel like people that don't understand that now, or still don't understand that, need to realize that Hal himself understood that and decided to take the opportunity.
Yeah, I don't know. People are way too caught up in this MJ be the alpha like we're playing this game to make money. It's financial decisions. If you want to do what's going to bring you the most success long term, what's best for your family long term, so on and so on. Like it's not a question. You want to Okay, everybody wants to win. I respect that Hal doesn't care how he wins. He wants to win, he wants to perform. He just doesn't buy into like the Kobe MJ have to be the alpha, have to be the macho shit. Like it's a waste of time. You want to do whatever's gonna win, and that's what Hal's done.
Yeah.
And I think that Laureate said something nice. I think we missed the rivalry between Hal and Zero. It was really nice time.
Yeah, no, it was good times. Well,
Don't worry, bro. It's still there. Don't worry, guys.
Same team,
No,
bro.
no,
Same team.
it was great times, bro. It was actually
still there.
Apex was better then, bro. When you had all the Hal frogs come into Reese's chat and just abuse him. They still do that, but like they used to do that.
It's not as funny anymore because they're not supposed to.
Yeah. So I don't know. It was good, and you have the zip videos, Hal versus Zero. It's just it was good times, but we're never gonna get that again unless someone wants to step up to the table.
Okay,
It is what it is.
Spicy is saying Apex was better when they were in different teams. I think it wasn't. Apex now is not better because they became in the same team. I think it's just like how the game is played. Like there is no more kind of an aggressive Apex to watch to enjoy and say like okay, competitive Apex is better. But
Yeah, comp is in a bit of a rough spot right now. That's
Anytime
Hopefully it
there's
won't
this
last.
aggressive of a meta,
I have
where
hopes.
you can't play anything else. It's gonna be.
yeah, but it's not just that. Like the meta, in terms of like the teams, there's no big rivalry. In terms of like comp Apex viewers trying to play the game, the rank system is a waste of time.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's
There's just not a lot to
primary
look for in the game right now.
Hopefully there will be something else, man. Hopefully there will be something changes. Like we talked about yesterday, right? In Discord, we were like talking all the time about it together in Discord. What could be, how to bring Apex, man.
I mean, it's so easy to fix the rank system, but just won't ever do it.
What was the best recent meta in your guys' opinion? Conduit Bang Cat. Was it
Onto a Bang Cat, I agree.
Yeah.
100% I agree. It was the shortest meta that we've had in the past year, but I think it was legitimately the best.
Actually, I enjoyed it so much, but I don't know why I don't know what the problem was. So look at the nerfs. Immediately they nerfed Conduit. Like it didn't even live this legend, right? When it came
It lasted
to,
like 2 months. Yeah.
I think the problem with the Conduit was the rank. People were complaining about Conduit in rank, and then they nerfed her really hard, and then it affected.
Because Conduit Revenant was insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, Conduit Rev was cancerous, but I think that was more of a Rev issue than a Conduit issue, to be honest with you.
Exactly. Nerf the Revenant. Let their Conduit because she was nice to play.
Yeah, she was like pretty healthy for the comp meta as well, I think. I don't know if there's been a character that was that good that wasn't like frustrating to play against in a while. You know what I mean? Like usually when a character is that good, like Peak Caustic or I don't know what else is like Peak Seer, Horizon when she's through walls, and all the characters that have been that good in the past have been like miserable to play against, and I don't know if that was ever really the case for Conduit. Conduit just like she was strong, but she felt healthy.
Bloodhound Bang meta was terrible as well.
Bloodhound.
Yeah. That period after they got rid of the Digi before they put the bug out was pretty rough. That was right after the Conduit meta too.
So the question is from Gito on Reddit. What are the main differences between an early comp Apex and now comp Apex? In the past,
I can't answer this.
I can't answer that question.
In the past,
Kyle?
let's see. In the past, they said people didn't even need a coach, but now if you don't have a coach, you're doomed.
Okay,
and
that's not necessarily true. People just didn't have them.
Yeah, there weren't
when
any.
an esport is that fresh and that new, anybody that knows the game well enough to be a pro player or to be a coach is probably just playing.
True.
Like you don't start an esport. You know, an esport doesn't start for the first 12 months and you go, I'm going to be a coach. Like you're going to learn the game, you're going to watch the game, you're going to try and play professionally.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're going to get it like me and Don did, and then you're going to go into coaching.
But who's worse though? Who got 22nd? Who got
Don
23rd?
was way worse. Don was way worse. Yeah.
Whoa.
Close.
Do we need to see this in the range?
Pull up the Wikipedias. It wasn't even close. Don had Jaro. You know, everybody remember the LAN player Jaro, and he got relegated with Jaro.
LAN player Jaro.
Keep going, bro.
Oh my god.
I've got nothing more to say, bro. I've proved my point.
Keep stabbing me while I'm on the ground, bro. It's alright, bro. It's alright, bro.
Okay.
Crazy, bro. I wouldn't take it like that, Don. I'd be fighting back, bro.
Yeah, Nick's pro career went even better.
Alright, bro. I have an excuse. The two of you have no excuse. You were just ass. My elbow's fucked up.
No, I could have made later. Don and I could have made later if we had kept playing with Shady.
To be honest, my pro career got stripped away from my current IGL right now, named Emtee. He completely ruined my pro career, and I retired. So.
What did he do?
He stole one player and it caused a absolute roster mania in Apex South to the point where there was like 5 teams changing, and I had 4 different rosters across 6 weeks
Yep.
of Pro League,
He got
and then I
fussy.
quit.
Yeah, true. Done. When you joined SSG in a short time, you were like you could fix maybe so much of vibes and stuff, and this was the most part you could do in fixing a small. Were you happy with their macro and micros when you were
No, when I first joined, I definitely wasn't happy with a lot of things, like game wise, and we attempted to fix as much as we could. We also played a lot of different styles that SSG didn't play before I came.
Mhm.
Like for example, we played landslide in finals.
Cool. I remember you
And,
wanted to do this, yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of things. The relationships between the players was definitely a big thing, but it doesn't go overnight. The work doesn't go just overnight where a team becomes 18th to first just based on vibes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they need to fix things in game, which we definitely did, and it was a great time being there. For what was it, 3 weeks, 4 weeks?
Something like that, yeah. Like a month.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I can speak to that because I've had a similar experience to Don. Like, a lot of it is vibes, but at the same time, like if there's stuff that needs to be fixed, then get it fixed quick a lot of the time.
The question is asking about the teams that they are underperforming now from each region. For example,
Gaming Gladiators.
GG.
That's like by far the biggest example. They've been arguably the best team all year, and nobody can figure out why because they don't stream.
So, but based on last, at least results wise, they did better. They made it to the finals. They looked a little bit okay. They didn't even make finals in the whole BLGS. But we cannot really talk about it because most of the times we have no idea what's happening. But then 100 Thieves, he's asking 100 Thieves, and we already discussed about 100 Thieves before. We already discussed 100 Thieves in the last episode of the podcast. So yeah. You can go back to
Yeah,
that.
I don't think they're an underperformance. I think they're just volatile.
Okay.
GG is definitely an underperformance though.
What is happening with LG? The question is coming as well.
I'll let one of you guys handle that.
I don't know if we can. Yeah. I
To
don't
be
know.
honest,
I don't know.
Wait,
yeah, God knows, bro. I mean, I don't. Yeah, I'm leaving it at that, bro.
Yeah,
I don't know.
we
I speak, I'm in trouble.
are
Yes.
leaving the drama today. So our podcast today is no drama. Gonna be less fun for you guys, but less drama.
But I love
sure
that
can.
team.
Yeah.
I
on the
love
can.
that team.
We got a guest feature.
Hey,
I love
give us a
LG,
flex.
and
Tell him to give us a flex.
I'm sure
He's already gone.
LG will figure it out.
Hopefully.
You know, they're a great team. They should be a great team, and they'll figure it
Too
out.
much talent for them to keep doing this bad for sure. Way too much talent.
Does having an aura helps in a 3v3s?
Okay, it does.
Yeah, it does. It does.
If the other team
No,
is like
yeah, it
knows
actually
who you
does.
are and they're scared to fight you, it actually
No,
helps.
it actually
yeah.
does. No, I'm convinced that half the time, like, if teams see, like, for example, boys or Falcons in the lobby, they, like, start their pads, like, start running away and, like, give the spot
Right.
away. Or, like,
I know-
actually leave,
Bro,
like, get scared of the fight. I'm generally not joking, guys. It's like, there are teams
used to
that do this,
change
bro.
their skins to match like
Easy, yeah.
decent
Yeah.
skins.
There
to,
were
like,
multiple
make you-
teams during that first pro league that we played with Sykes. When we were just steamrolling everybody.
Relax.
There were Optic did it. Who else did it? There were like 2 or 3 teams that started running our skins, so people would think that they were.
For example, every time us Moist, when we see TSM Zapto in the lobby, bro, we start running away, bro. I'm dead serious. Like, you can feel it from like 50 meters away, bro. So we just start running away. But it's definitely a thing, you know, and it affects gameplay.
It goes in the opposite direction as well. If you're like not a very good team, people know who you are. The amount of confidence they can play with versus like being unaware is extreme. And the way you approach a fight, like if you know what a team is like beforehand based on how they're playing, it can completely change how a fight can go.
Everything in the chat, I'm leaving it to you. I'm not reading the chat at all. You choose and you pick whatever you want because I don't want to control your drama. You are responsible.
I do want to reiterate that people need to read, like, stop reading so much into BLGS. It is really, really easy to have known that you qualified and to, you know, as much as, you know, nobody ever wants to get semied or get day one, you know that pretty much no matter what happens, you're going to be playing in regional finals. Nothing really matters until regional finals. So you just take your foot off
what
the
is
gas
it?
a bit.
One champs team that didn't qual, and it was Dragons.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say none of the NA ones though.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
if you're in finals,
it's not a coincidence that in the last
yeah.
week of BLGS, a bunch of the best teams didn't qual, and then a bunch of the teams that were struggling.
There's no incentive to play, bro. That's the issue with it. Like after, for example, us as a team, Moist, right? We won the first week. We qualified for the regional finals. Everything else after that did not matter. And as players, it's very hard to be like still like locked in when you've already qualified. Like you're playing for nothing.
I have arguments.
It's just practice. You know what I mean?
They need to make a like POI draft for the regional finals and seeding matters from your like complete qualifier, all the qualifiers together, and then everybody takes it seriously, and then nobody griefs anyone, and then all of these situations don't matter anymore because
for sure.
The last qualifier is super good, super serious.
Yeah, if they added draft pick in regionals, it would have
a lot more.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I thought that's how it was. I didn't realize that it wasn't like that.
I did too until after like.
I'm getting the same question multiple times, so I'm gonna direct it right now. Again, you heard what's happened with the EXO, which is again in the rules, like EXO and Maxstrafe, because Max tweeted about. And then the question is it fair what EXO did, getting Tyler over Slayers for BLGS 4, getting an extra 300 points this way, and qualing, stealing you a aim slot? This is what Fold Mode asked.
Technically it's not fair, but game is game.
It's a bad rule.
Yeah, game is game.
It's been a rule for 3 years. Like it is what it is. It's not. You can't just come 22nd this time and make a tweet about it and something happens now. Like teams have been missing out because of that shit the entire time. Like it sucks, but
it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be the case. Yeah, but it's not like you can go back and change it now. Like if we just need to change
the whole point of the reason that they've got it like this is a good reason. It's so players don't just get dropped. Like the team doesn't keep the points, the individual keeps the points.
Well, my issue is just about how the points are applied. Like I don't think Tyler should get the points for the whole week for playing like one set in round 3. You know what I mean?
Their argument about this for why do they give a sub a point is because the sub will have no reason anymore to sub for if he doesn't have points. But in my opinion, if the sub had a team, he would have played. When he is a subbing because he doesn't have a team and then just helping, he's subbing for helping his friends. Shouldn't be taking a point. Shouldn't be awarded a lot of points just for playing one game. Yes, I am not saying about this rule is since ever. This rule is since million years and it's always there, right? It doesn't change because I follow the tier 2, which is CC. And it was always in CC. It's frustrating. So many people abuse it to go into the winners and loser brackets in CC, during CC. But it's there. They took it from there. In my opinion, should a sub get points for that? In my opinion, no. Shouldn't be, or should be a fraction of the points. Should we attack EXO for what they did? No, we shouldn't. Because EXO played with the rules. So many people plays with the rules. The same as if you abuse something, if you abuse a meta, you are abusing something, abusing a system, a meta or a points or anything. I know that it looks like a stupid example, but you need to do anything that you can do to qualify, and then it's through the rules. You can't really blame them.
It's not like the most ethical way of qualifying, but it's not like they've broken a rule.
Bro, game is game, bro. They done it. It's the rules. Who gives a fuck? Like they.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Who gives a fuck? People are competing for money. You do whatever you can do to win and to win the money, because they done it. It's not scummy. Who gives a fuck if it's like? Who cares, bro? It's 100K. Like do the same shit. You do the same shit. Everyone else would do the same shit. Like, who cares, bro?
I mean, it's exactly what Tempo said. Like, should be gone a fraction of a point, and that's enough, I guess.
If they can find a better way to do it in the future, then sure. But they can't do anything about the one that's just passed. They can't just change it because somebody's been done dirty because of it.
Okay, let's see.
Like I feel like if anyone had that opportunity to add the sub to the roster and they don't take it because it's like, oh my god, it's scummy or it's this and yada yada yada, they're stupid. You should always do it. Like it's a 100K tournament. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, Max copped the bad stick of it, and it shouldn't be a rule. But people are just gonna do it, and it's a bad rule, but people are gonna do it.
It is against in the rules. So let's see the chat. Chat, do you blame EXO? Type 1 if you blame them. Type 2 if you don't blame them and you blame the rules. Type 3 if you don't want to speak because you don't want to be
you
in
can't
trouble.
blame Exo's abusing something that shouldn't be the way that it is, but it is. Like it's there for them. Can't blame Exo.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can blame Exo, but like, just want to see the what the people says. Good. We have one more question, and I think it's clear for you guys. If any one of you three had to sub for his team, who would be the best sub from all of you three for his team? If any one of you will be, who is the best in the game? Let's say from you three.
I'm taking myself every day of the week. And you know what? I'm gonna let you guys know something. Nick will say either. I'll tell you guys both the answers, all right? Nick will say either of them. They could probably sub for their team. Blah blah blah. It could be both of them. Whatever. Kyle will bet on himself, and I'll bet on myself. There you go. That's the question wrapped up. Yalla next.
Yeah, but when I say myself, I like know I'm right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
You see the stupid. Yalla next. Go. Next question, bro.
Next question.
I've played a little too much ranked with Kyle feeding his brains out to the hard vouch Kyle. I don't know.
Different, bro. Different.
Yeah, different mindset, different outcome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Pull up the Wikipedias right now.
I know an RP terrorist when I see one, bro.
No, we're not talking about rank, brother. We're talking about streams. Come on.
Shit, are we pulling up the realm stats or what?
Who had the better realm stats?
Actually, pull out the realm stats.
Oh shit!
I farmed MnK Gauntlet.
He farmed the gauntlet, but I'm pretty sure I did the best in the actual realm one. I had a
Did you
0.4 KD, but I had the best average placement of any participant in the entire thing.
Yeah,
I was average 7th place or better.
Lobbies, bro. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. We go to the Twitter questions, right? Yeah. And
Up to you.
yeah, the question comes with who deserves to win the Positive Player Award, Hakis or Emtee?
Emtee, bro. Hey, listen.
He's right here, this guy.
Empty without doubt, man. I've loved every moment I worked with him. He was just so nice the entire time.
Where is it? You are making a table picture. What?
All I'm saying is.
Kyle knows what that means. Kyle knows what that means.
All I'm saying is we call that. Don't even worry. If I speak, I'm in trouble, bro. Hey, can we get the link of Emtee's? Can we post a link in here?
Yeah, we should put that in the chat.
Can everyone vote for Emtee, please?
You are the moods. You are the moods.
Where's the link?
What was your name in realm, Nick?
ZZ or something. I'm telling you, it'll be a 0.45 KD, and I'll be like positive 250 ELO.
Positive Player Award EA.
You played as something stupid the entire time.
Oh, I did, didn't I? I'll let you know when I remember what it is. I did play as something dumb the whole time, though.
Tempo is saying most toxic player award goes to design.
What's
I
toxic?
don't really think that's the case. No.
I
I think
Yeah,
Tempo
it
has
depends
some,
what you
Tempo's
define
got
as-
some pretty skewed opinions of pro players, I can't lie.
It just depends what you think, like what you define as toxic. So I'd prefer somebody that yells at me to my face over somebody that waits till I'm not on the call and starts
passive-aggressive
talking shit
asshole or
about me when
something.
I'm not there.
I reckon you tag him, Kyle, because you're doing that. You're calling a few people out here.
That's
Not
crazy,
saying any
bro. Name
names.
some names, big fella. Come on.
If I speak, I'm in trouble.
Next,
Who's
oh,
most
so-
toxic?
most toxic. I don't know. I don't think anybody's toxic.
There's a lot of there's a lot of
Plenty of
toxicity.
people, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I feel like there's just different scales.
It varies on the recipient, no? Like certain people would hate the way polar opposites. Like Reese will scream at you and Sweet's like passive aggressive. Some people would dislike Reese more, some people dislike, like it depends on the person.
Yeah.
Question. It varies.
Bit of Zach
There's
Mazer.
worse people for everyone. Yeah.
Bit of Zach. Who else is there?
Boney.
Okay, but that's what I mean. Cloud said is like design is not really a toxic. He's just like not mature in sometimes, not mature in some stuff. Not sure if
Is Fanny
Yeah.
toxic? I don't think with my type.
Mute up real quick.
Need a professional lip reader in the chat.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. We've cleared something up. Don's on the same page now. We're good.
I forgot about that. By the way, all these quote unquote toxic people are great humans. All right, when you're in a competitive scene, and I love all these humans. When you're in a competitive scene, sometimes it gets intense. Sometimes it gets intense, and you just have to say, and sometimes emotions take over the human, and it's just a normal. They're all humans at the end of the day. All right, you got the public might hate design because you just. Some people sometimes, or Zero, or Zach, or Sweet, or
The
whoever
most
it is.
overhated person in Apex.
But they're all good humans. Like it's just that we're in a competitive scene, and you just have to you have to go crazy sometimes. Sometimes your teammate needs a little, little nudge, and and there you go. It's part of the game.
A little nudge.
A little
Yeah.
nudge.
Little nudge.
Yeah. Sometimes you need to chuck him in a corner and show him who's boss. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. I mean,
What to them in the corner, Don?
I don't know.
It takes, bro, whatever it takes.
yeah, nothing beats the reading the NPC comments on the clip channels when they take a clip channels and they start.
Oh, the
Dude, you need
YouTube
a train,
comments
Don.
are YouTube
Yeah.
comments are crazy.
Oh yeah. I'm not a big fan of all of them, the clip comments, because I just read some stuff and was like, what the heck?
Oh,
Like,
Tempo said something really crazy here. Is everyone really a great human though? That's deep, Tempo. You got any names, Tempo? Come on, I'm down, Tempo. If you start throwing one, I'll throw two. For every one you throw, I'm
yeah.
down.
I'm
I'm down.
on
Tempo.
board.
Mhm.
If we get Tempo throw names, I'll throw some names too.
Play. Oh my God.
If the scrim organizer threw some names, I'll throw some names too, bro.
What are we? They are throwing names, my chat. What is this? What I'm hearing? What? Chat, what? Stop throwing names. Some of them are good. Like, come on. So, next one is, if Falcons had another bad performance, do you think we will see a roster change again? Who and why?
I don't even want to. I mean, I'm an outsider.
I'm not.
I-
answering
okay.
that.
No, Kyle's not answering this question. I also don't want to.
I'll speculate then.
I also don't want to answer this question because I feel like no matter what I say, it's going to be bad for my friends. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
It's a really question. Like,
it's not good.
it's a question.
It is, yeah.
I don't-
I'll put it simply. Like, I'll give a
Yeah.
simple answer to it. I don't think so. No, I think that as long as these two fellas do well, the only people that Reese would regard even highly enough to team with are both locked on a team where he can't have them. So I don't think he would even consider it. I think the only players that he would be interested in playing with right now are Koi, Zainu, and Walter. And if Koi and Zainu aren't available, I don't think he would have any reason to move on from Walter.
There is no player better. No, just no. I'm not even elaborating. Just no. Not happening.
Yeah, I also think no.
Okay,
I don't think.
I think it was circulating a million times in the media as well that Zero was saying I could have already teamed with Zanyo and Koi, that he was offered something, whatever. I mean, if Zero really doesn't want to team with those two people that he's teaming with them right now, he would have left. He would have already left. Why would
He has the roster that he wants.
Why exactly? Why would Zero stay on this team right now after a bad performance in LAN if he really wants to leave, right? And he is
The only player
Yeah.
that is like does what he wants the same as Wxltzy would be Zainu, and there's not like they are carbon copies of each other. Like Wxltzy and Zainu are the same player. Like
Yeah.
you're not gonna drop one and pick up the other. Like it just doesn't make any sense. The only difference between those two players right now is Zainu's like adjusted to Newcastle better, but he's also in a way more comfortable environment than Wxltzy is. Wxltzy's had joined a new team, gone from an IGL to a support player. Like he's gone from doing whatever the he wants, whenever the he wants to having to like
Fit into his system.
play off of other people, play in
Yeah.
somebody else's system on a pure support character.
Yeah.
Alright, Alpha Omega. I'm gonna repeat what you said. You said I don't think Zero will kick anyone, but Hal might leave? ? I'd really like to know where you think Hal would leave to, why Hal would leave, and who Hal would play with. I just would like to know.
The team bond is pretty good. Like, I just don't understand people who don't understand this. And they already made a change, and they already just like they changed. They changed.
GSM smiley face. Okay, no. Sharky knew, bro. You gotta give it up, bro. Those days
It's
are
not happening,
over.
man. It's done.
Hey,
I think
those
that
days
sailed.
are over, bro. Those days are over, bro.
Oh yeah, I mean, they are doing really pretty good, and I don't think we will have again another like the last LAN. It just happened. I just hate it.
How do you think the post-Chaps WrestleMania will be? Biggest in Apex history. I don't think any WrestleMania will top the WrestleMania we had when Hal joined Falcons.
Yeah.
In terms of
That
hype
was
and
probably
like
as big as it'll
insanity.
go.
I don't think it will ever be as crazy as that. When it comes to how big the WrestleMania will be, after Champs, WrestleMania is always crazy. We're going into a whole new year of Apex with 4 major LANs. It will be a big WrestleMania. I don't think any of the top 2 teams, I don't think Falcons or Moist will have a roster change. I can say like 99%. But regards to everyone else, orgs will be dropping out because it's the end of the year. Players will be replacing players. New orgs will be coming in. Old orgs will be leaving. So
Ridrick, I don't think that can just happen like at the snap of fingers. I think that as long as Moist does like reasonable LAN, I don't see anyone being able to break the team up. I think that's a pretty stable roster long term.
Ridrick, it's not gonna happen, but if you want to know theoretically, whatever it's called, hypothetically, that then they can maybe try to answer it, yeah? But it's not gonna happen in reality. So the answer is gonna be for Hakis. Thank you very much for the raid. Oh gosh. So if it happens theoretically, okay, and Zero joins Zanyo and Koi, who could Hal pick to rival this team? Give me one name.
He stays with Wxltzy.
Yeah, he pick one. He should be pick one. That was it. Like he says Wxltzy for sure. So he's gonna be picking.
Because there's a few people, bro. Yeah. That doesn't really matter. Like that third slot is like a toss up.
Top 3 controller players, very clear. The fourth,
that third
debatable.
place is such a toss up, bro. There's Guild, there's Sykes, there's
Funk,
Evan, Funk, Zap,
Jen.
Yeah. It's just a toss up. It doesn't really matter. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
There are so many pretty good, really players.
That's NNA.
That's NNA.
Favor says let's throw Slayer in that convo. That shit.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm hearing rumor that it's not me hearing, but I'm reading the question. I'm hearing rumors there will be fewer lands in the year 5. You are
That's
hearing
not a good
wrong,
thing.
I guess. No, I think you are hearing wrong.
There will be a split 1, a split 2 in the champs.
There will be.
And there will also be a
EWC.
EWC confirmed.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Yes.
EWC soon. Oh my god, EWC soon. They're gonna be so cool. I love it. So we go to the next question, and it's not from me, it's a Twitter. Name 3 players that they are check stealing.
I'm not doing that. Hal's already a fucking asshole for the first time he's gonna done that. We're not doing that.
No, Nick, you should do that because you're not. I mean, actually, you are about to be in Apex, so I'm not, you shouldn't do it.
Oh,
fault,
what?
My fault, bro.
They're so okay. Tempo, you count 3, and I will read it for you out. You count.
Who
3,
said
Tempo.
Zane, Amphi, and Naski? I will actually ban you. Who the fuck said that? Who said that? Because I'll actually ban you, bro. Don't do that. That's my dogs, all right? They're going through a rough time right now. Let them be, bro. All right, inshallah, come.
Still on payroll.
Bro, done in the convo. Oh my,
Shit.
you're just
No, don't ban me, please, no.
You're Bermud. Hey, listen. Inshallah, come champs. They'll figure it the fuck out. All right. It's so.
Teams that didn't make LAN because you could just say that.
Oh my god. So let's see what Tempo is answering on that question. Do you have 3 names or no, Tempo? I explained that the chicks because inflation and so on, good jobs and so on. He's like so many, but he didn't mention not one name.
The issue is, all right, if you like us coming on this podcast and saying question mark is robbing a certain org. Someone is stealing a paycheck, blah blah blah. It is bad for Apex. It is bad for orgs coming into Apex. It's bad for players. It's just bad in general. You know what I mean?
I have no problem getting on here and saying that I don't like some bad person, so on, yada yada yada. The one thing I won't do is fuck with someone's money. I don't believe in.
And also, in my opinion, I don't think anyone's a paycheck stealer, bro. Like if they got that.
What are you shaking your head at me for, Matt?
I think.
No, you know why? Because
Don just started saying that, and Matt's turned around and looked at me and gone.
He's thinking about it. People will have their opinions, but if someone decided to get a certain org or figured out a certain org, good on them, bro. You know what I mean? Like game is game. Like it's jobs. At the end of the day, it's a job. Like someone got a job, they're getting paid well. It's just
okay. Let's put it like this.
Yeah, but
Tempo, what kind of retarded? That of course they're in it for themselves. It's their job. Yeah. They're trying to make money.
That's what I'm saying.
Some collective. We need Apex to be the bro. Make money. We're all playing Apex to make money. It's our job. It's nothing else. It's our job. It's our income.
I would say something like it's the same as every other real life even job where so many actually qualified, they're getting paid way more than a real qualified people. Unless you know how to sell yourself well, unless you have really the real talents, you sometimes get really underpaid. Look, you find a lot of people when you go into the industry work, for example, I am really well paid, but I on myself for studying the whole time. I did all this stuff and they did 3 masters and they worked already a million years. But I still see people that they are not as qualified as me because I know what they do. And they're getting paid almost like me. Do I call them check stealers? I would not call them like this. I would say they were smart selling themselves. And this exactly, it's a negotiation where I was stupid not to negotiate, but I'm convinced of what I get paid with my real life. It's enough for me to live. It's enough for me to live decently for the next 20 million years and a decent life. I don't have a hunger of money, but if I would be selling myself the same as them, I would be paid 3 times them. So I would not call them this. I would say call them. They pay them. They negotiated well for themselves. They are the same as the players.
From player payment.
Also, tempo. It's not. That's not how like a negotiation or a contract works. You can't go, I want 5K for a year and then go.
I want 4K instead, so Apex is more sustainable 10 years from now.
Give me 4K or 3K. How about give me a job for 2 years instead? Like that's just never gonna happen. There's no guarantee you make it out to like the entire 2 year duration of the contract.
You guys get paid 3K. I'm actually getting robbed. No,
I'm getting robbed. I'm not getting that number. What?
You guys are getting paid 3K, bro.
You also need everybody in the entire scene to like agree that we should all take less money, which nobody will ever.
Yeah,
do.
I think we should unionize for lower salaries. That sounds like a great plan.
Yeah, I mean, if you have the chance to get more, you should be getting more. I would say
everybody should be trying to get exactly as much as they want.
Yeah, and I would say everybody should work on themselves to increase their image, increase their social media. It is something that it's good for you, even if you are now trying to get a salary higher than you are getting paid, because if you lose this chance and you are not improving yourself, improving your image, improving your social, improving everything, you're not getting the same money again. Because if you are not a winner, then you got a chance here, fine, be happy on it, but at the same time, try to develop yourself, try to develop your name. And unless you are a zero, that he was without even having a public image of let's say a streamer or a name, you will never get paid well because you weren't a winner of everything. If you want to be paid, work on your social, work on your image, try to work even hard, go somewhere. But I would say that's a must, because you have an opportunity, just use it for increasing yourself and be bigger. It's not something easy. I agree, it's not something easy to be big in social media. Next question: do we go for Twitter? Twitter seems to be annoying with the drama, like Twitter. I thought Reddit would be Twitter plays, but Reddit would be like the drama plays. Twitter is worse drama. You want to add anything on that topic, or we move on? Next one. You're muted. Oh, you're talking.
Calling for player payment.
We're moving from that.
You get just the most idiotic takes every time it's brought up.
So, okay, now the next question is to Nick.
Me specifically?
Yeah.
Sure.
Who do you think, what do you think is Don's and Kyle's strengths as a coach? Each one of them.
I think Don is probably the best blue guy in the entire community. I think he could make
What's
3
blue
people...
guy? Oh.
Blue guy. I think he could make any 3 people play well together, regardless of whether they like each other, they have any synergy. He's probably the best in terms of keeping a roster stable, mentally consistent, probably the best guy for making like any team of players work well together. I don't know if there's anybody that can do that as well as he can. And that's not to say that he's not like bad in terms of game stuff, but his greatest strength is definitely that. And in terms of Kyle, I think he's really good at adapting himself to whatever each individual player needs. He's been a therapist for some people. He's been the guy to hold others accountable. He's good in terms of in-game stuff. I think that he's just really good at making himself the best that he can for each individual player and their needs. And I think that's also like really valuable and something that not a lot of people have in Apex. Really not anybody not anybody at all. Like there's only a couple examples. So I think that they kind of achieve the same result, but they do it in different ways. Dawn does it by being like the most likable, relatable type of everybody likes him, so you can't like hate your team when he's on it. And Kyle is just very good at adapting himself to what each individual player needs.
That was very nice of you, Nick. Thank you, bro.
I want to give you a hug right now, bro.
Yeah.
Now,
I would give you a hug, but like you're way too far away.
Can you give me a hug right here, Kyle?
Yeah,
the part 2 of the question is, this is to Don and Kyle. What is Nick's strength as a coach?
There's a lot, bro.
I think when he was coaching, he was the best in-game coach there was.
Yeah.
So I think
I think when it comes to, oh, sorry.
I was just going to say he always like, one thing Don and I are both very similar for is we know what needed to happen and how it needed to happen, but we like don't always articulate it well instantly. Like, but Nick used to be really good at articulating, you know, everybody's mistakes, exactly what needed to happen for the outcome to change.
So someone said Don couldn't think of anything, bro. You know how that is?
That's crazy.
But yeah, no. I think when it comes to the game, Nick's understanding of the game and understanding of teams is very, very good.
Mm-hmm.
I think as Carl said, I think when it comes to explaining situations or explaining things that have happened, he articulates himself very well to a point where I can't sometimes articulate myself well when I'm trying to explain a situation. And I think he does that a lot better than literally everyone else. I feel like most coaches in the game right now have a really good understanding of the game. They understand the game. But when it comes to articulating yourself and explaining something to someone and explaining something to your team, I feel like that's what Nick was the best at.
Yeah, I think I can add something as well because I worked with Nick. Yes, Nick is one of the best, if not the best as well, in knowing everything about the game. What is actually you need from the game, a kind of a knowledge of the game, read meta or whatever, pretty amazing. I think his biggest strength, which I guess it's like his really strongest point. He knows how to communicate his information to the players in a good way, and this is something very few people knows how to do it. You need to understand how to put the information into the heads of the player in a good way that is acceptable and he likes it. And this is by itself something I don't see a lot of people know how to do. And this was his biggest strength. His game knowledge, nobody discuss about it. But like, this is
I wanna say something that someone wrote in here. Hal's one of the best players. You shouldn't have to change anything. He still has one more than anyone so far.
Hal died going into his inventory to click on a fucking balloon. Like, he definitely has stuff that he needs to change.
Let me tell you, MnK, anytime when anyone does anything, whether it's games, whether it's walking, whether it's, sleeping, we are all humans and we don't do anything perfect. When another human is watching you do things and they understand that very well, they will pick up on a lot of things. It doesn't matter if you're the best. There's always something to improve. We're never going to be perfect in anything. So you can always just pick and choose and figure out something they're doing wrong. And I promise you, if every person can go to Hal's stream and, figure out a few things, but he's still the best player, you know what I mean?
On says Imperial Hal best player in Apex? No way.
He's actually, they actually put that in my mouth, bro. I didn't mean to say that. He's actually the worst player. My fault, bro.
The same person is asking you, all of you, 3 of you, for each one of you to answer it. Is there anything you regret from a past season or a past LAN? And if you could, what would you change and do different in that moment, in that exact time? I like that person actually.
Wait,
what?
I have way too many decisions you regret.
Anything?
Me?
Any of us.
Is there
I just have
anything
way too much.
you regret from the past LAN or season or anything?
I don't regret a single thing. I don't regret a single thing, bro.
What the hell?
Life is life, bro. If you live with regrets, you're just gonna, you know what I mean, be stuck in the past. I don't regret a single thing, bro.
Okay.
You just ignore it. It happened, move on, bro. That's the way I see it. I think it's bad to just, just think about the bad mistakes you made,
Ooh, but you could always go back to a moment and say, I could have changed something It's not like kind of a we are not talking about like regretting as of thinking my life stops here and I'm not gonna keep working and keep improving. But like every one of us had a moment where he said, I could have done something here. I would have, if I been there, I would have. I think so many of us said this one, and this is what the guy in the Twitter or the person solo is asking about.
The thing is, you never know where you would have been if you made that decision. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. There's obviously things in teams that you probably wish you could have done, but we're all here now in very successful positions, and you know, we had to do those things to get here.
Yeah, it is really hard to like go back and say I would have changed this when everything that you did got you to where you are now.
Yeah,
True.
So we don't have moments. Let's go to the next one. So Nick, what are the big secrets to concise communication? Is there really any golden bullet that you use for Hal, Zero, Gen, others, or do you find that it comes naturally?
You have to talk to different people differently for sure. I've never really consciously tried to do too much in terms of communication. I mean, everybody always makes fun of me for being like an old man and like being, you know, boring as hell. Walter always calls me Euro as I talk like I'm depressed and shit. But the reality of the situation with coaching is that boring is better. The most boring possible route to an answer is always the best one, the simplest, least interesting one. It's like the simpler you can make, the better things go. Boring is better.
Kyle and Nick, how do you go about managing strong personalities like Zero and Hal? Both have won so much before teaming. I imagine it's really
Don't
hard.
ask me, I was shit at it.
I imagine it's really hard to critique Hal when he has won so much, and probably hard for him to give up control when he joined the team and set the ego aside. So that's
actually not the case at all. I do want to say, sorry, I'm trying to order food at the same time, but Hal is one of the more receptive players to criticism, especially between games that I've had on my team.
I wanted to see this.
A lot of people are coachable and improve greatly from what you can tell them, whether that be after sets, in VOD review, individual one-on-one type stuff.
Yes.
But in terms of being able to separate himself between games and take criticism, Hal is up there in terms of one of the better. Like Sykes was very good for it. Snipe was always very receptive to stuff. Dell as well, but I'd legitimately put Hal in there. Like he's very, very good at accepting criticism right after the fact and accepting it as what it actually is instead of getting emotional about it and trying to, you know, snowball it into something that it's not. And I really did appreciate that when I was team with him.
You can tell him something and he will do. I mean, yes, he will forget about once or twice, but that doesn't mean because he doesn't want to do it, because really, for example, forgets. Like Ammo or he forgets when he.
Yeah, he really does try. Like he really does make the effort.
Look at the effort. He was picking up nades when we spoke about managing the loot. He has still bad management, backpack management and loot management, but he improved a ton. He
really struggles because he's played the game so much. He has these really deep-seated habits, but you can tell when you tell him something, he always tries. Whether he agrees with it or not, he always makes the effort, and that is really
That's very accurate, and that's true, really true.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with everything Nick said. As for like managing egos, it's really not as hard as you think. It's one, they don't want, when somebody's, you know, a big personality, been very successful, they don't want you to join and tiptoe around their feelings and watch out for upsetting them. They want you to hold them accountable. They want you to treat them like they're any other player, because at the end of the day, and this was a big conversation I had with Falcons when I first joined, it was, I pointed out a few like personality traits, teammate traits that they had, and said like these things aren't good enough, and that's where like all the same team shit started. And if you actually want to win, like if you give a fuck about winning, like you need to fix this shit. And if all players on the team actually care about winning and want to improve, then they're gonna do it. Like they're gonna listen. They're gonna, you know, try and improve on the things they need to improve on. No player on any team ever should be, you know, above criticism.
Might have to be done different ways, but yes.
Yeah, 100%. You can't just sit there and like yell at Zero or Hal, or like Zero who's IGL right now. You know, I can't just sit there and be like, that was a play, you should do this instead. He knows if his play was a good play or not. You know what I mean? Like I don't need to tell him any of that ever. Like he knows probably better than I do what he could have done differently. But, you know, having somebody point out, you know, some smaller things that made the play, that could have made the play better, like adding like minor criticisms or stuff like that.
I think that's one of the biggest like starkest.
Then there's an issue.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think that's one of the starkest contrasts too as well. And like one of the best ways you can manage them differently is that Reese does know what he could have done differently. Like he knows more about the game than anybody else that plays it. I think with Reese you have to work with him, versus Hal, you can give him stuff that you personally one-sided think that he needs to improve. And I
really think that's an IGL thing though, because it was the same as when I worked with Emtee. I wasn't trying to fix Emtee's game. I was
100%, yeah.
I was helping him work on what he wanted to work on. And then even when I was with Wxltzy and Timmy, it was like I had a way bigger role on that team because Wxltzy was learning to IGL and I was helping Wxltzy become the IGL that he wanted to become. But it was still not enforcing the way I want to play on him. It was, this is how we do what you want better.
Yeah, that's something that I learned over my time coaching Apex. And that just goes back to what I said at the very start of this thing, is that your job as a coach is to make the game as easy as possible for your team, whatever that entails.
Wxltzy's struggles are I know everybody knows this, and I feel like I said it on the last podcast, but he is adapting to a different team that has a lot more pressure on it, a different play style, a different meta, a different role, a different dynamic. It is such a massive change, and Newcastle is also such a terrible character to try and play. He's gone from an entry fragging IGL to a support player for the best IGL in the world. It's just, there's going to be growing pains. Everybody wants to jump on us about being Scrim Warriors. I'm telling you now, International Scrims has better teams in it than BLGS does. We're not accidentally dominating that shit.
Yeah, just to throw this out and back up what Kyle said, when Sykes joined the team, he had the same issues trying to fit into a system and be a support player and fill a whole different role on a stressful team. And obviously it's worse for Walter now because there's more eyes on him with Hal and everything. But y'all were saying that we should have picked up Gent or Resulta instead of Sykes, and then now, 8 months later, it was a mistake to drop Sykes. And this takes time. People need time to get used to playing in a new system. It's probably going to look a lot better than you think it is come champs time. No disrespect to Gent, I think good, but he's not as good as...
Oi, Kyle, answer Glow's question. How does he think Timmy is doing so far with IGLing?
Timmy is both sure of himself and not sure of himself at all. It's going to be really difficult to try and learn to IGL, right before champ. He hasn't had a preseason to do this. He's just going, new team, he's trying to IGL now. So it's a massive change. A lot of players think, when they co-IGL for a team that it'd be just as easy to IGL. Their IGL makes a bad call and I would have called this differently. I should definitely IGL this team. But it's it's just not that cut and dry. It's so different.
We had a lot of questions, no?
Timmy's doing well, or as well as he really should be doing, given how much time he's been doing it. But yeah, the only thing I fear for Timmy is there's a few there are a few habits that he has that are very hard to break that an IGL really needs to break. So his communication is probably the main one. He really needs to work on that. He's not clear and concise. He beats around the bush a lot. He mumbles his words here and there. If he can work on that, I do think he can IGL a team well. And he also needs to be way more sure of himself. I watched after one of their games in finals yesterday. He asked each player and his coach one by one if they thought his play was okay after they died. And I was like, just brother, you know how the game works. You know how to play the game. You just need to be sure of yourself and back yourself.
I don't think he has enough time for champs, regardless.
No, you missed the start. You missed the start of that where I said
I had my headset on the whole time.
Oh, yeah, I did say that. Thanks for adding that.
So
you idiot.
now we are fine, right? Back. Okay. You get a positive from Rampage right now and says okay, just wanna he's just happy from us being these ones, all of you goats guys, and shout outs to Nick's mustache. He like it. That's Rampage sentence right now in the chat.
Bro.
Okay. Why is actually just Nick is getting this kind of flirtings? The next question is a little bit of I would say boring question. You can skip it if you want. But how do you think scrims can help a team to improve?
How do you think scrims can help a team to improve? In what ways?
In any way that a team can improve from scrims. How does the scrim actually at all help?
Oh, I would imagine this is someone asking, like, because they want to try and improve from scrimming as well. I think the biggest thing when you're scrimming or doing any sort of practice is that you have to be playing it with the intent to improve something.
Yeah,
if you go into scrims and
is the best thing.
yes, deliberate practice is the only type of practice that matters. Practicing with the intent to improve is the only thing.
It's the same as if you're trying to work on yourself and you're playing ranked, but you're just playing ranked for the sake of playing ranked. Like, if you could improve as an individual by playing ranked, realizing, looking back at how you died and reflecting on what you could have done better. But if you just play and then go, oh, well, that sucked, we died there, and that's it, then you're going to stay
going through your head, yeah.
Yeah.
Scrims is the best way to improve as a team, I would say. Individually, you can do so many stuff. Like, if you want to learn the terrain of a map, if you want to learn how fighting in a certain and maneuver, like, let's say peeking in a certain buildings, certain areas, this is ranks teaches you. If you are playing as well, like, improve your micro calls as well. If you want to call, like, it's a kind of a ranks, because when you try to fight a lot of stuff, you can just try to coordinate the fights itself, same as a TDM and stuff. But like scrims gives you something that nobody gives. It's just like team practice as well. When you know what you want to go get from the scrims.
Practice makes permanent, Wxltzy, not perfect. Practice makes permanent. Whatever you practice, however you go into anything, that becomes habits. That becomes what you do long term. However you practice is however you end up performing.
Amazing.
Newcastle definitely does not come out of meta with this nerf.
No, I don't at all. What's been the healthiest meta? I think we answered this a little bit ago. That brief conduit bang cat meta that we had, I think everybody unanimously thinks it's the best meta that we've had in a while.
Yeah.
And we didn't have it for long, so we all like actually started enjoying it a little bit, and yeah.
And then it got taken away. Yeah.
Taken away. You didn't even get bored of that. That's why you would request a little bit of more, because we weren't bored of this meta. I would just say that the visual clutter from cats and bang is not really nice. Everything that is blocking so much is not nice. I don't like the
Digis were still in the game, so
yeah, true.
Everybody could see.
True. So next
question.
What does it take to be a good IGL?
I think there's two big things, right? You have to know how to play the game well, and you have to know how to communicate how to play the game well.
I think
those are the only
three, and I think confidence.
Leadership.
Yeah, confidence and leadership is huge.
I think leadership is the biggest thing. I think as the IGL, whatever you do, your players will tend to do, like even outside the game. Like if you're putting in extra reps outside the game as the IGL, as the leader of the team, your teammates will feel more inclined to work hard. And, I think leadership is the number one thing. Yeah, you have to have the ability to be a leader.
I agree with that.
Next.
Yeah, I think an IGL just really needs to be sure of themselves as well.
Yeah.
Well, being sure of yourselves without knowing what the fuck you're doing isn't really a recipe for a success.
I don't know, man. I've seen some.
Yeah.
I've seen some that just rip some plays and they work because they were confident about it.
Now, there's a few people that I could think of that have the confidence down but don't really know what they're doing.
That's what I'm
And it doesn't.
Okay, the question is, did Nick join in Moist?
Yes.
No comment.
No comment. Chat, no comment. It might be a yes. It might be a no. It's just a no comment.
He was talking about analysts before.
Is there any IGL that's really good but mechanically lacking?
Yes, heaps.
There's a lot.
There are IGLs
to be honest with you, most of them, no.
Why did you mute and take a shirt of me, Nick? Why did you do that?
Why would I? That's not even believable. Why would I call Kashira a good IGL?
Why did
That's
you
not
do
even
that?
believable. That's
You're
not
fucked.
even believable.
You're actually a bad human.
Not
bro.
even believable, bro.
You're
Not even believable.
You're a human, bro. Kashira was a really good IGL when he played, bro. And his mechanics weren't that bad. So I don't know why you guys are shitting on him.
No, honestly, I can't think of a lot of good mechanical IGL.
Yeah, few.
Zero is good mechanically.
Hakis is pretty good mechanically.
Hakis
He's
is
had his
good.
moments.
Hakis has good movement. I don't know if he's good mechanically.
Yeah, but I mean, he has some moments, but he's pretty good, I would say, myself.
He's definitely above average in terms of IGLs. I just don't know if I would say he's good in the grand scheme of things. You know what I mean? He's one of the better IGLs, but the bar is kind of low for that.
Monsoon?
He's mixed. Okay.
Yeah, once again, above average mechanically. Yeah.
I would say a really good example of it, and I still don't think his mechs are that bad, but people hate on his mechs. Phony. I think Phony's a really good IGL, but as far as being a controller player goes, he's
he's in terms of controller players. He's bad in terms of controller player mechanics, but that's still above average for IGLs.
You cannot IGL. No, you cannot IGL.
Thoughts done. Emtee's been mentioned.
Yeah, Emtee is above average.
So we don't. Do we have more? People
Go
said
back to
sweet.
boy,
People
man.
said sweet. People said Timmy. Timmy, but he's not IGL yet.
Timmy's
I would
Consider
say-
Why
Sweet
is it-
good
He is
mechanically, and I don't
definitely
consider
right.
Timmy an
How, why'd
IGL.
Why'd you say that under your breath, bro?
We have
What's
a,
that?
Back your boy.
Yeah,
This
don't-
week above average.
Yeah,
He's
yeah. Don't do that. Nah, I'm like he's in comparison to the IGLs, I would say
I'm talking about in-game, out of
Okay.
game for.
okay. Count the top 3 mechanical mechanics of IGLs, like IGLs mechanics in the game. Top 3.
bad
There
day
should-
to
there
have
should be MnK.
odds.
There should be
Zero.
MnK. I mean,
Zero.
0 is by 4. Yeah.
This is what I mean, bro. There's not a lot of good options.
Top 3. Top 3. Give
If
me-
Timmy's an IGL,
Really-
he's up.
Oh,
He's
Zap!
basically-
Zap is a good shout.
no,
Zap.
true.
no rollers.
is a very good
MnKs
shout.
only. No rollers.
never
MnKs
mind.
only.
Well, now I'm just back to square one.
Top 3 mechanical IGLs, like mechanics.
Zero.
Zero strafing.
Yeah, he is. He's sub 1 KD on R5. He's telling me he's
I
good
think
mechanically.
strafing. I think strafing.
Old
Huh?
strafing.
Yeah,
You forgot one big-
OJ's a good shout as well.
Strafing and
OJ is a
OJ.
good shot.
Yeah, probably Zero
Okay,
strafing and
0,
OJ.
OJ, and the
I can get on
third.
board with that,
Who's
yeah.
the third? Who's the third? Strafing? You wanna go
I
with
think
strafing?
it
Yeah,
might be, unless there's someone
Strafing?
we're missing, probably.
Yeah, I'm going. I think I'm
Strafing
going
right.
strafing.
Strafing like 6 months ago.
Nah,
Low key, Kurev, not bad mechanically.
But
he's
he's
not
IGL.
IGL.
Not IGLing though, yeah, no, it's
What about Sauce?
no,
no.
not better than
no.
strafing. No.
The people are saying.
Yeah,
Semantic,
I'd say Zero, OJ, and strafing when it comes to IGLs.
I've just read a chat message that says no world where strafing has better mechanics than Sweet and Madness.
Sweet and Madness.
Wow.
Strafing back.
Wow.
Oi.
That's a take. That is a take. Yeah, probably
What's Synetic?
strafing OG. I don't think Synetic's better than strafing.
Okay.
Bro,
He's up there,
strafing-
though.
Let's see that chat. Let
I haven't
that
been
chat.
watching, but-
Let's see the chat. Chat. Do you think strafing has a better mechanics than Sweet or Nocturnal, or do you think not? Type 1 if you think yes, he has a better. Type 2 if you think no, he doesn't have. Type 3 if you don't want to speak because you don't want to be in troubles. Let's see what the chat is going. Okay, the chat is actually decided. I'm not gonna say. So I'm being a little bit peaceful.
No. Okay, someone wrote the
Strafing
NA
is good,
Circle
chat.
Jerk is real in this edition of the podcast. Hakis is like good. Like
They're both Australian,
everyone's-
and
bro, everyone's really good. Like Hakis is really good. I've just said OJ and strafing. They're both not in NA.
better than Hakis. Like,
yeah, and
Hakis is-
I think when it comes to mechanics, they are better than Hakis. As an IGL, like that's it. Just mechanics.
Yeah, I mean,
I would probably agree that Sweet's better than Nocturne mechanically, but that's like they're not fighting for one of these spots.
yeah, because even Timmy's mechanics is really good, but he is not like a really
I just don't
good
consider him an IGL,
It's
yeah.
like he's just new to that, so you don't call him with the IGLs. So this is the problem why people actually just throwing
It's
Timmy's
not
names
split two
everywhere.
anymore. Strafing hasn't proved anything recently. He had a last LAN, which was a really bad LAN, where he's appeared 2 days after the LAN has started. He was dealing with visa issues the whole time. He couldn't scrim. Their team was literally falling apart, knowing that they're gonna split
Yeah,
whilst playing. You know what I mean? Like it was a really situation they were in.
Okay.
I feel like I hate when people just
we can.
see one person have
That's-
a bad.
Wait, that's good, you know? This guy just said, who's IGLing Burger? Pricey over strafing, no?
What do you mean?
Mechanics
Oh.
wise, Pricey is definitely.
Yeah.
up there.
Yeah. Pricey.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's a good shout.
But
I
it-
think Pricey number 2, Pricey over OJ right now?
We press.
Yeah.
Good shout.
So Zero, which clip do you want to show? I am.
Oh
if you want-
no, Reese, not this one. Oh god.
Does he have? Did he send the clip? Okay.
I know what he said. I know
Okay,
what he
let,
said.
let me
That's
see. I don't know
foul.
what it
That
is.
is
Let me
foul.
That
just
clip?
see. No.
It's the f***ing Hakis Mastiff clip.
Oh my god.
Not how
You know what's
Zero.
fu-
But I can't
Race,
do it.
you know what's just to let you know, Hakis is literally just rated privacy, so all the Hakis
I mean, this
viewers
is not
That's your
Yes.
overlay on. You have your overlay on privacy.
I
Just
love
to let you know,
Hakis.
Rick.
You know all of you that I love Hakis. So
No, I love him too. I think everybody likes him. Nice,
Yeah.
cool in Apex. But yeah, sometimes things happen.
it's just one of the moments.
Who's slagging? Who's lagging? Pretty sure.
Yeah, just lagging, bro, really bad.
I had to play it because
Oh, that was a bit,
because
bro. That was shit. It happens, bro.
I think we've sorted out the list though. OJ, Reese, and Pricey.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
But next one. Okay, we can continue with the questions, but I had a lot of messages in Discord I haven't seen. For example, Swinny sent me a screenshot of really Slayer moving out of his place, and they had to get an internet to the new place, and it's completely like they didn't sub Tyler. They didn't really get sub Tyler for that. Yes, they used Tyler's points to sub for Slayers because they were searching for a sub. Tyler is a good player. Tyler has points, so they got him in. Just for the topic of before, I just wanted to add because I just saw my DMs when I went to see the clip. But to find where the clip is.
It's insane bias, but I got you. This guy doesn't know. He does not know.
So Pricey number 2, you want?
This guy does not know.
Okay, one more.
I guarantee you, he's never watched Pricey play the game in his life.
Okay, so now one more time, I want to ask you now. You thought you made your mind. Give me the top 3 IGLs mechanics wise.
It's Zero number 1, Pricey number 2, OJ number 3.
Okay. Same for you, Don? You agree on this? Or do you have changes?
I'm putting OJ over Pricey.
Okay.
But same thing.
Kyle?
Yeah, I'm going same as Nick.
Same as Nick. So Price is number 2.
Mhm.
Good. Okay. Nice.
I'm OJ number 2.
I think I will go OJ number 2. Sorry, Pricey.
They're close. It's not like him.
Rate OJ mechanics so high. So
Yeah, no, he's very good.
Yeah. good.
Pricey's more of like better aim.
I've coached
OJ.
Pricey and seen him do some insane things.
I know, and he was my top 3 in APAC South for a pretty long time as well. Like when there, but then
If their team was more successful, this wouldn't be a question.
Yeah.
next question is to Kyle. Will we win champ?
That's
Good.
it. We.
Will
Hey,
we got the we in the chat. We know where the guy is. He is rich fans. We know.
let me break a few hearts, all right?
Yeah.
You know,
You
my
used
good
up all your
friend.
luck in the last one, buddy. I'm sorry.
Luck doesn't
It's done
exist,
for you.
bro.
It's
Luck
done for
doesn't
you.
exist,
Not
bro.
going back to back.
I
Gone.
watch your VOD.
Done.
Yes, it fucking does.
No, it doesn't.
No.
I watch your VOD. Yes, it does.
You stupid,
Oh,
bro.
who is-
Stop right there, bro.
There is a question.
Listen, guys.
Yeah.
Falcons isn't winning, bro. I'm breaking everyone's hearts, bro. It's, I don't know who's winning, but Falcons isn't winning, bro. Alright?
Ooh,
There we
from
go.
Don. No,
That's just-
L chat. L for Don. I mean, Don we like. Don't put L. Don't put L. We like Don. So the question now, Don, to you was, who is winning champs? Don. The chat is answering you, Don.
What? Who I think is winning champs?
Yeah, the chat is already answering you. The chat is answering who is winning champs. Look, the whole chat is answering that. It's. Let's see.
They're all delusional.
No, they are not delusional. Look.
Long as delusion is hope, bro.
Look, YouTube. Look.
They're
What the
delusional,
chat
bro.
means, everyone in the chat
They're
is
delusional.
believing it's a Falcons, and then Don still believing whatever. Good, they answered it, and now
DNA. I just saw DNA.
we answered all the questions, bro. We answered all the questions. I did it. We go to the next one, and the next question is, oh shit, that I don't like it. Do you think a true support player would have been a better pick than Wxltzy for Falcons specifically? Having 3 aggressive players on one team, sometimes meta doesn't help that. What's your opinion about it?
Okay, that's such a dumb question.
Picking a player for a meta is never a good choice. You always
Yeah,
take the best player available.
I was gonna say that's such a dumb question because like that implies that we should have just picked the best Newcastle player. Like we should have just picked up the best Newcastle player, and then as soon as the next meta comes, we just fuck them off and pick up the best player in whatever the next meta is. Fact of the matter is, Wxltzy was the single best player by far available.
Yeah.
So no, nobody else should have been picked up.
No, I mean you don't know what the meta gonna be, so you cannot really pick a player because you don't know what gonna be. The guy individually is just insane. Yeah, we have millions of questions. Do we have a part 3 or what? We have millions of
Might have
questions
to.
still. And then Kyle was saying we don't have questions. We have millions of questions. Okay.
Zero, why do all good players become ass when they play with you?
Damn.
That is
Wow.
too funny.
Give
That
each one
is
of
too funny.
each one of you should just suggest one change to do if he was a dev and he has a power.
Next ranked. That's it.
Done.
Anybody that answers anything else is an idiot. That is the one thing that the game needs is a real rank system.
Yeah, season 13 rank system. I like it. Split one.
That's it. That's all it needs.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, it needs some other stuff, but that's like by far the big.
Oh my god.
Good. Let me just pick some questions from the Discord because I don't want to make my Discord people as well sad. Name one person for every now word or stuff that can happen. Who is the worst backpack manager, loot manager?
How?
How?
One name. Your mic.
He's better than he used to be, but he's still.
And how
That's
straight away?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, who had the worst team comms?
Worst comms.
In-game comms.
Ooh. Well, we
It's
don't
either
speak the
someone that
language of a lot of
doesn't
teams.
speak. Yeah, it's either someone that doesn't speak at all or talks way too much, or like a really bad counter caller.
100
Because they
100
say,
thieves. 100 thieves.
thieves.
like
Yeah.
great.
any of them could
Yeah,
honestly work. Yeah, Timmy
100
is.
thieves.
Yeah, I could
100
also say
thieves,
Alb
bro.
just because of like counter calling issues. Always come.
Okay.
Hey, Race, bro. Shut your mouth, boy.
Next one is which team has the best macro?
Best macro. I feel
What's
like I
bro?
talked about this on the last one. The best macro is the most consistent macro. There's no like way to stand out. It's the team that picks up the least.
No name, no
Falcons.
teams, right? Falcons. I agree with this.
It's one of them too. It's Falcons or Moist.
Yeah,
very
agree
clearly.
with this.
We don't have any macro fuck ups. We just do skid shit, and sometimes in BLGS we get punished for it
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
teams do dumb shit. And
I mean,
it punishes us.
People are rooting for DNA. So many people saying DNA. Oh my
yeah,
god.
that's yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay, guys.
DNA is probably top 3.
Yeah. Okay. Best fighting IGL.
Bruce.
Race.
Yeah.
Alliance, Hakis up there too.
Yes, Hakis up there
Right.
too. Hakis up
Yeah.
there too. Agree on this.
Who else?
That's
Oh.
pretty good. This like pretty good as well with it. Worst ability user, a player that doesn't use abilities, or worst ability user.
Sykes when he was on Bloodhound.
I was, just saying, Bloodhound. I was literally about to say Bloodhound. Sykes.
Yeah, Bloodhound Sykes is pretty bad.
Oh, fuck.
That was really, that was
Oi.
really good.
Times, bro.
That was
Wallah,
really good. And once at the beginning when he played Bloodhounds, the first day or 2
Oh,
days.
What else?
No, I fixed that. Sticky notes on his monitor.
Sykes not scanning in 3 minutes 3v3s versus Moist. That's Zero's throat.
I know the fight he's talking about too. The one in the
Listen,
mill. That shit hurt.
Was it?
Oh my god.
Yeah, the mill fight where he didn't scan. Yeah, Matt just looked at me and said, "I know the fight." and grinned. Yeah.
Ooh.
Fuck.
If you don't want to play
The
this,
memes take me back.
so now then another part question. If you don't want to play it, you say I don't want to pass, and there is something called marry and kill version of Apex, and which would be recruit for one split on the
Kyle.
roster, keep on the roster forever, and kick from.
Nick, sorry.
Yeah, recruit someone for one split, keep someone on the
What?
no
I'm sorry. You need to explain it. Sorry,
the
I'm about
game,
it.
the game is called what was written marry and kill, and the thing is for the Apex is you want to recruit one player for one split, keep one of the in the roster still, and kick one from the roster. So Don, your roster that you will
Start bench cut.
recruit one to it, and one you will keep it no matter what, and one person of it you will kick him to recruit the other person. Is you have done your roster is Zayn, Naski, and
Start bench
Emtee.
cut. Start bench cut.
Zayn, Naski, and Emtee. You have to keep one
Stop
no
bench
matter.
cut.
Yeah. Start bench cut. Zane Nasky Amphi.
Start Zane, bench Amphi, Kutnaski. There we go. Is that the 3?
Okay,
Is that,
Yeah.
that was for Don. For Nick,
is that the 3?
for Nick, Sykes, Sharky, and Zanyu. This is the roster.
Start Zainu. Bench Sykes. Cut Sharky.
Okay,
Safe. I like it.
That's hard to do though.
One will watch this, one will never
The cut
watch
was
this.
tricky.
So.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Chances of
And-
Sharky watching this are like the world will explode before it happens. So
okay. Jess, the one that started this one, and okay, she doesn't know. She said I don't know really well, Kyle, so she couldn't suggest a roster for you to play with, and she suggested for Don, suggested for Nick, but she didn't do for that for you. So now
okay,
we need
I can think of one.
take one. Give
go
one
on.
give one for Kyle.
For Kyle, we could do like Wxltzy.
No,
and
no.
then
That's his
Oh,
current
oh,
team. You
can't be
shouldn't-
current teams.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. Then I got
I'm
nothing.
starting
I got
him.
nothing.
You
Regardless
should
of
do
course.
MT. Okay. Emtee, Timmy, Guild. There you go.
Tell me.
Okay.
Huh? No. Start bench cut.
Empty start bench cut.
I'm explaining it to Matt.
I'm starting Emtee.
Yeah.
Starting.
Benching Guild. I'm cutting Timmy.
Ooh, cutting Timmy. Kyle hates Timmy. Oh my God! Someone put it on Reddit.
I mean, Don hating Gnaski, put it on Reddit too.
That's true.
Facts.
Nasky did get cut.
And who did
You can
cut?
put me hating Sharky on Reddit if you want. That motherfucker.
I mean, not Sharky, man. You can't
I
really
love the
hate.
guy though.
Yeah, I told you. This is one of the ones that I like it so much. You know what is it, chat, right? It's the merge from Hal. So, oh yeah, there is a question from Jess that was really good. But if you can do it, yeah. Who is
Each of their fave player to coach. Damn.
Pure Hal. Pure Hal's been my favorite player to coach by far. It's not even close.
Kyle making a financial
Let's go.
decision. I respect
It's not even
it.
close. Love that guy. My
I'm
CEO.
gonna say two, Zainu and Amphi. That's what I'm gonna say.
like? Is it-
Mine's a little skewed because if I'm going off like people that I'm friends with as well, it'd be like Sykes or Zero. But just person that I've got to work with that I liked coaching the most, probably Snipe.
Okay. You said your names, Kyle.
Kyle made a
I said
financial
mine, bro.
decision. The
I
two
said
of us said
mine.
our names.
I'm standing on it. Pure
Okay.
Hal.
Okay. I mean, can I
Back.
count? Can I count more than one? count 5. Okay. The question is not for me, for you guys. For you guys.
I answered last time that Guild was like really good to coach as well.
Clout Hall, my god.
Oh, he got
Let me go
you.
find a DM real quick. And then we'll figure out who the cloud whore is.
He got you.
Whoa.
Whoa. So
Whoa.
the question you can end on as well if you want, which is, can anyone of you tell any funny or crazy story that happened with another person or anything in during the epic scene, LAN, anything, without mentioning name? Any funny story or crazy story you want to speak about?
I walked into Carl with his pants off and Wxltzy with his pants off in their hotel room one time, and they told me never to speak about it again. That's my funny story.
Okay. What about you, Nick?
Fuck, I can just say there's an unspecified person who may have, fallen over in the shower and but
I was gonna to add to that. They said he fell over in the shower, but all of a sudden the bed was broken as well, and Zainu couldn't walk. So
How was the night the Somali serpent rumor started?
Elevators. Guys, the elevator
I had
is
this
wrong.
one story. I had this one story of a coach
Wait.
confronting one of his players in a corner.
Hmm.
As
Wait.
well, that was pretty crazy. That's a pretty crazy story.
What
Wait.
corner that is?
If
Anyway, thanks everyone. Thanks for having us. It was beautiful. It was lovely.
Yeah, pleasure as always. We can run
Yeah,
this back whenever you want
questions-
privacy.
Questions
Always
are fun.
Perfect.
It's always fun to talk privacy. Questions are good. Thanks everyone for coming. Peace and love, bro.
Peace
Peace and love.
please.
Peace and
Give me a
love.
little
Peace and
BLM
love.
before I leave. Or you hate
Look.
black people. Peace and love, bro.